Hello everyone, welcome to another video blog by Matthew McKenzie, mental health carer in South London. So I hope you've been enjoying my videos so far and checked out my website. As a reminder, I've also got a mental health online newspaper. Feel free to check out my my Twitter channel, which has more information on it than the actual newspaper. Right, so it's been a while since I did a video where I would attend a mental health event. So this is the first one in a long time, and this one is the Lewisham Mental Health and Wellbeing event 2017. And basically this event usually runs once a year. It was held on the 14th of February, and the theme for that event was what keeps me well, which is a very important topic regarding mental health and well-being. Now this event lasted, I think, from 10 in the morning till around about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It was held over at the Lewisham Town Hall. The event was run jointly by the Lewisham Commissioners, which we could call Lewisham CCG, Lewisham Council, and the Mental Health Trust, South London and Maudsley, plus other various community groups, which I'll get onto in a moment. So, okay, what's the event about, basically? Usually it's a chance to bring together mental health service providers, I suppose, the council, that being Lewisham Council, and health commissioners together, along with local community groups and charities, to promote, give them the chance to promote their services, air their views, updates, networking, just basically see what is out there and what is available for the residents of Lewisham, that being also those who use the services and their carers, their families and carers. Now, as I mentioned before, this event is basically about what keeps me well. So I'll repeat that. This event is about what keeps me well. The workshops usually held during the afternoon, and again later on during that day. I'll get into a bit more about that later on, but they were there to at least educate and update those who attended that event, that being the Lewisham Mental Health and Wellbeing Day. So, okay, who was there at this event? What organisations and charities and voluntary groups were there? And I'm sorry if I've missed quite a few, because basically what I did when I arrived to this event is that I went straight to the stalls and spoke to quite a few of the stall holders and organisations and charities that were there. So if I can quickly just name the ones that I least spoke to. The first being the Service Users and Care Advisory Group, otherwise known as SUAG, and there was also some representatives from the Mental Health, Older Adults and Dementia Group. This is coming back from the Involvement Group over at South London and Maudsley. The next one is the Sydenham Garden Project. So I did a video about this project in 2016. As a reminder, Sydenham Garden is a unique wellbeing centre utilising its gardens to help people in their recovery from mental and physical ill health. The next stall, Action for Refugees in Lewisham, again a grassroots charity working with refugees and asylum seekers to relieve poverty and social isolation. Also at the event was Bromley and Lewisham Mind. Basically, as you know, with Mind, they usually have different organisations, I suppose, in different boroughs. So you've got like there's probably Croydon Mind, Southwark and Lambeth Mind, Bexley Mind, and so on. And basically, what Bromley Lewisham Mind does is work to improve the quality of life of adults affected by mental health problems. I think they also held a workshop. Next we had Carers Lewisham. As you know, I do quite a bit of carers at Lewisham, but I'll get onto that in a moment. But anyway, this was their stall, and they were, and as you know, they're there to show what range of services they provide for carers, that being emotional support, advice and information. We also had Samaritans. They covered, actually, this Samaritans actually covers 3 boroughs. I'm not sure if it's Lambeth as well, I'm not sure. But as you know, Samaritans, they usually provide 24 hours confidential emotional support through a telephone line, online as well, for those experiencing feelings of distress, despair and suicidal thoughts. We also had South London and Maudsley. They had the engagement stall. They were also showing off on that stall basically what governor's about. I used to be a governor myself. Membership and engagement on what the trust does. Next, we also have South London, and in fact, I tell you what, I'm going to call them SLAM for short. This stall, IAP service, stands for, I think it's improving access to psychological therapy. NHS service designed to offer psychological therapies for, for people suffering anxiety, depression, stress, and other symptoms as well. We also had Lewisham Warm Homes, Change, Grow, and Live. Charities champion people who face hardships such as addiction, homelessness, abuse, and their aim is to also promote awareness of this and support them in their recovery. Home and Health ISIS was also there. They held a stall, usually targeting African and Caribbean community who are experiencing mental health challenges. We also have the SLAM care support information. And then we were on to the talks. I think they started around about 10:30, held at Lewisham Council's chamber. First person to speak, who also was chairing the event, Carmine De Rosa, was talking about the renovating of the St Mary's Church garden, used for therapeutic and well-being. And he was just showing us how that project was being developed. Next, we had Lewisham's very own mental health champion. So I skipped mine for Labour, I believe. And anyway, he was talking about the Lewisham's mental health strategy and how important it is to have carers at least at the centre, shaping the mental health strategy and being part of any other mental health well-being focus regarding Lewisham. Jonathan did mention that due to the pressure a lot of the resources are having in the community, it's important that we work together as a community, and I can't stress that fact important enough. Okay, the last person to speak was George Howard, talking about London's mental health transformation program, and I believe he was showing information and updates from the problem of mortality gap from those experiencing mental health problems, looking at developing and enhancing well-being for children and young people, connected those who have a vast online presence, and developing service for those who suffer postnatal depression. One of the actual highlights of this event was actually the Q&A session, because I think the previous well-being and mental health days didn't really have much of a Q&A session. One I actually chaired some years ago didn't have any at all, but it was quite surprising to see some questions and comments being raised, and it doesn't, to be honest, throughout the day I've got to admit some people were almost dismissive of the panel, saying, oh, they didn't know this question, didn't know that, but that, this is, cannot be a bad thing, in a sense that at least a difficult question was raised and was taken note of, rather than no question being raised at all. I don't think it's just about embarrassing the panel. I think it's just mainly hearing what the community thinks about the situation regarding mental health and well-being, and to be honest, that will be just the start of a solution. Because if someone says, look, I'll put my hands up, I don't know, or they try to answer it, and if it's noted that they definitely don't know, then at least we know that they don't know, and that this is the start where we start looking for solutions. Going away from that, we moved on to the workshops. Now, I think there was around about 4 or 5 workshops, well, 4 workshops during one session, and then later on in the afternoon another 4 workshops. But I'll go through a list. I couldn't really attend any of the workshops this time because I was holding one along with the carers support officer from SLAM, which is why I would have obviously trying to report back how these workshops turned out. But the first workshop that was available for attendees to join was the service user involvement. What does that mean to you? That's the title of the workshop. Mindfulness for carers. This one was hosted by Carers Lewisham. The other workshop was Lewisham Job Centre Plus, workshop on mental health and wellbeing. The one that I co-chaired and spoke at was what's important for mental health carers and how can they be supported. And I'll get into that in a moment. Next one was, I think it was Wheel of Wellbeing. Then we had another 4 workshops, that being the Lewisham recovery journeys. Another workshop being how to cope with medically unexplained symptoms. Another one's on gardens and health, how gardening can keep us well. And then the last one was Lewisham Public Mental Health and Wellbeing Strategy. It's a shame I couldn't stay at this event long enough because, unfortunately, I had to, go and do other stuff during the day. Sometimes I'm dragged to do other things. But to sum up how the event went, I was quite impressed with the event. I know it didn't run in 2016. This was due to heavy use of the town hall. But I think the highlight of the day would be the Q&A panel session, and also having the chance to be involved, I suppose, again, in the Lewisham's Mental Health and Wellbeing event, holding a workshop for those who attended, where, and I remind you, that workshop was the what's important for mental health carers, where we would pick up at least 5 or 6 queries, questions regarding what is important for mental health carers, and I did a bit of a presentation with that, along with the carer support officer from the Mental Health Trust. Another important thing I wanted to raise at that workshop is that I've pushed for a mental health carers forum that runs at Carers Lewisham, and obviously this is mainly for those who are caring for someone suffering mental health distress. The point of the forum is obviously that there should be a discussion, but I think the biggest highlight of that forum is that we now have a connection to the CCG, to the council, and to the trust. I hope engagement will happen at a community level, because that's basically what this is about, community. And I think what is important is mental health, well, this is my view anyway, mental health carers at some point want engagement, they want updates, they want to know what's going on as a whole. The forum is not there to run services, we're not responsible for services, but there should be a platform in the community for mental health carers to air their views. It is not a support group, they're not there to support mental health carers by saying, we'll listen to your story. If carers want that, they can go to a support group. This is a forum, we want to know what's happening to mental health carers as a whole in Lewisham. So okay, enough of that advertising. Perhaps at some point I will update what is happening at this mental health carers mental health forum, because it's so important mental health trusts engage with mental health carers at such forums. As a summing up, I really do hope 2018 we have another Lewisham Mental Health Wellbeing Day. I certainly would like to try and attend the other boroughs, because I did attend the Southwark one. I don't really know about Lambeth or Croydon. I think Croydon is run differently because they have forums running there once a month, so they're well supported in that area. But anyway, again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that there was lots to learn from this video, and I'm sure that I will attend other events and keep you updated. Hope to see you again soon.